We'll give you an inside look at the devastating flood happening in South Florida.
For all my students out there, I found a financial support center that could help you aid in your journeys.
UNT Live is absolutely alive right now. Learn about all the activities later on in the show.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Kyle Orr.
And I'm Gabby Carden. .911 calls reporting mass shootings across Texas this morning mobilized dozens of police officers, all heading to various Texas colleges.
One of those colleges affected, Collin County Community College. ntTV's James Peeler has more on this ongoing dangerous hoax. James?
Get ready. Cue. And go.
That's right, guys. Just this morning, police were called to Plano's Collin College campus to respond to reports of an active shooting. After searching the campus and finding no evidence of any injured, the incident was ruled a hoax. By noon, an all clear was issued and classes were canceled for the rest of the day. Unfortunately, this was not an isolated incident, as there have been several false calls reporting active shootings at Texas schools today, including Texas Wesleyan University in Fort Worth, A&M's Health Science Center in College Station, Tyler Junior College, Baylor University in Waco, Del Mar College in Corpus Christi, Galen College of Nursing in San Antonio, Lamar Institute of Technology in Beaumont, and Woodsboro ISD. Police have not yet linked these cases together or named any suspects in the hoax calls. Now, the act of making a call to 911 to draw a response from law enforcement is called swatting. Hundreds of cases occur annually. Now, whether or not someone suspects something is a hoax, they're taken seriously every time. If you see suspicious activity, you can call 911, or if you're on campus, you can find one of these stations, and there will be a response. Kevin Colby, a former FBI special agent who worked on numerous swatting cases, said that the number of swatting cases is rising from 400 cases in 2011 to more than 1,000 cases in 2019. ntTV's Kyle Orr has information about a swatting in OU. Kyle?
Thanks, James. But Texas is certainly not the only state hit by this dangerous and growing trend. Last Friday night at the University of Oklahoma, 911 calls reported an active shooter near the campus library. More than 100 officers responded, and the campus was told to shelter in place. Police searched the area and declared an all clear. What made the situation even more disturbing was the fact that the calls were orchestrated from outside the United States. Well, Gabby, North Texas is finally having some consistent, beautiful weather. The walk here for me was absolutely perfect.
Yes, I took grad pictures today. Weather was great. Not too hot, definitely not too cold. But I just hope there's not a surprise storm waiting around the corner. Armando, what do you have for us?
Hey, Kyle and Gabby, before we look into the future, let's take a look at what's going on right now. It is gorgeous outside. We're currently looking at 79 degrees outside right now, and we're having a little breeze too at 13 miles per hour. Now, if we look into tomorrow's conditions, around 9 p.m., we're going to see it cool down just a little bit more. It's going to come down to 70 degrees, and the wind's going to come down as well to around 9 miles per hour. And if we look at tomorrow's conditions around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, it's actually going to be pretty nice as well. 79 degrees. It'll feel a little bit hotter at 81, and the wind's going to pick up to 19 miles per hour. That's it for my first look. We're going to take a look at the future of the weather for the rest of this week later on in my forecast. But for now, send it back to Kyle and Gabby at the desk.
Armando. Now, it's bad news for the e-cigarette maker Juul Labs. The company is paying $462 million to 6 U.S. states and D.C., the largest multi-state settlement yet for the company that has been accused of contributing to the rise of vaping amongst minors and young adults. CNN's Mandy Gaither has more on what this means for the future of vaping in the U.S.
A record settlement will now force retailers to secure Juul products behind counters and verify the age of purchasers. The e-cigarette company also has to stop using people under 35 years old in marketing materials targeting young people.
This settlement is really groundbreaking.
Lauren Wold was the lead writer of the American Heart Association's scientific statement on the health consequences of youth vaping in 2022. He says the Juul settlement sets a higher standard for all e-cigarette companies when it comes to marketing.
Other companies are also out there selling to our youth and addicting our youth to these products, which will likely have very devastating consequences for years to come.
Research from the CDC and FDA shows more than 2.5 million middle and high schoolers in the U.S. used e-cigarettes last year. Wold says we still don't know the long-term effects of vaping on young people, but it can affect lung health, cardiovascular health, and mental health.
I'm hopeful that it's going to send a strong message to other companies outside of Juul that these practices will not be tolerated.
Juul says the settlement means the company is nearing total resolution of its historical legal challenges in securing certainty for our future, which now totals more than $1 billion. The company says it can now dedicate even greater focus on our path forward to maximize the value and impact of our product technology and scientific foundation. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A new front in the battle against America's opioid crisis. Officials are seeing an alarming increase in usage of the synthetic opioid fentanyl cut with animal tranquilizer called xylazine. The animal sedative can do major damage to humans, leaving some users scarred and wounded. The Biden administration is now officially declaring the mix an emerging threat. This means some of President Biden's more than $46 billion drug budget requests to Congress can be used to respond. The money could help pay for drug testing, data collection, and developing treatments.
Today, the U.S. Department of Justice announced an arrest in connection with a significant leak of intelligence documents. The man arrested, an American service member. 21-year-old Jack Teixeira was a member of the Massachusetts National Guard's 102nd Intelligence Wing. The FBI says he released classified documents on the social media platform Discord earlier this week. The U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland made the announcement about the arrest.
Today, the Justice Department arrested Jack Douglas Teixeira in connection with an investigation into alleged unauthorized removal, retention, and transmission of classified national defense information.
We continue to work around the clock, along with the interagency and the intelligence community, to better understand the scope, scale, and impact of these leaks.
The leaked information included weaknesses in air defenses in Ukraine, as well as other intelligence assessments of American allies.
When we come back, I'll introduce you to a new one that you might not expect.
And need to spend less? See how with Denton on a Dime later in the show.
No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
Many people can agree that dogs can be our best friends, but here at UNT, there's one pup that isn't just your buddy. He's also here to protect and serve.
Kato is like so many other dogs. He loves a ball. He loves love.
Good boy. Good boy.
Here's the difference. Kato has saved lives.
Little sister and a little brother before they died. So you saved 2 lives, didn't you? 2 babies you saved.
That's because he's a retired police canine, now cared for by Jim Lamonti at his Seekonk facility, the Canine PTSD Center.
Canine Hulk. He came from Mass State Police.
Lamonti takes in dogs from police departments across the country who left their work in part because of PTSD.
You see hypervigilance. You see avoidance. You look at self-soothing behaviors.
And gives them rehabilitation and affection.
What does this cost you?
It's cost just about everything I have. I mean, I sold my car. I sold my future retirement fund.
He does it because right now, no one else will.
Amazing what you do for love, you know?
There's hundreds of dogs in Massachusetts serving and protecting us all over.
So technical difficulties there, obviously another great dog package, but here is Keegan.
Police dogs aren't the only ones being spoiled. A party dedicated to first-generation and Emerald Eagle graduates is underway over in the Greek Life Center. We've got ntTV reporter Macy Terry here at the scene. Macy, how's the party?
Hey Kyle, it's just getting underway here at the Greek Life Center. I'm having a great time. I'm here with Desiree Padron, director of the First Generation Success Center. How long have y'all been having this event?
So this is actually the first time that we are hosting the First Generation Graduation Celebration in partnership with the Emerald Eagle Scholars Program. So it's something new that we're bringing to campus, and we hope that it lasts for many years to come.
How important is it to these students that you have this party?
I think that it's incredibly important that we honor our first generation graduates. I mean, they're the first in their families that are accomplishing this goal. And so I know it's a very significant milestone. And so if we as an institution can demonstrate that, that celebration and that care for our students, I think it's incredibly important.
Where can students find out about future events?
Okay, so there are a couple of different things that they can do. So one, you can find out about our events on calendar.unt.edu. We put all of our events on there, and then also our Instagram and website as well.
Thank you. If you're a first generation or Emerald Eagles graduate, you can still join us. The event doesn't end until 8. But if you do miss it, tomorrow UNT is throwing University Day, the celebration of when UNT became a state university. The celebration begins at 11 a.m. in University Mall. It's sure to be a blast. That's all I have for you. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Macy. That does look like a lot of fun. So North Texas hasn't experienced a whole lot of rain lately, and if it keeps going, I will definitely be at the pool this weekend.
Yeah, I tried to go last week, still just a little too chilly, but Armando, please tell me by next week it's going to be pool weather.
Yeah, guys, I have good news and bad news, but what I can promise you is that you will have a pool day this weekend. Lucky for us, we have some enjoyable weather, unlike South Florida that's experiencing devastating flooding right now. CNN's Gloria Pazmino has an inside look at what's been lost in Fort Lauderdale.
Historic flooding in South Florida Wednesday.
What we're seeing here is a 1,000-year incident. No city could have planned for this.
The city of Fort Lauderdale paralyzed.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. I mean, you can see how shooken up I am, you know. I didn't plan on waking up like this.
I've been working in Fort Lauderdale for over 23 years and I've never seen anything like this.
Residents taking in the damage after spending the night stranded in their homes.
Yeah, we lost everything.
More than 25 inches of rain fell in just 24 hours, according to preliminary reports from the National Weather Service, marking the rainiest day in Fort Lauderdale history.
All right, I'm gonna go back and get your mommy and daddy, all right, bud?
First responders out in force, wading through waist-high water to help trapped residents and motorists.
I've been stuck here now for about 40 minutes. So I've been watching the cars thinking I could make it, but I've had the car stall in water before, and so I'm just like, I'll just hang out.
At Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, a ground stop Wednesday, then closure. Stranded travelers trying to navigate as runways turned into lakes.
Trying to get back home, and they're telling us that the airport is closed, and so at this point we don't know what to do.
The airport will remain closed through Thursday. Officials plan to reopen it at 5 a.m. Friday. The National Weather Service is calling the floods a 1 in a 1,000-year event or greater, and more rain is expected later today. I'm Gloria Pazmino reporting.
If you have any family in Florida, please check on them. We wish the best for those in the area and who have been affected. Let's get into our weather in DFW. That has been a little bit more enjoyable. Like I said, as you can see, really nice temperatures, pretty much high 70s, a couple 80s right there. As we look into our state map, this is where you're going to see maybe Texas looking really nice. Mid 70s, that's always nice to see. The only difference is in El Paso, where they're experiencing some thunderstorms and high winds, and then in Amarillo, where they're having a really windy day. Now let's take a look at the future forecast for these next 7 days. Oh, perfect. Sunny temperatures all around, high 70s, a few 80s right there. We're going to have a pretty windy week, up to 20-mile-per-hour winds. And as we close out the week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that's when you're going to see those rain chances come back. And Thursday, we are expected to see a bit of thunderstorms. But hey, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Go out and enjoy it. Maybe hang out by the pool. That's a look at weather for the night. Back to you guys at the desk.
Armando, seems like you're pretty excited about that weather. Now, something I'm not excited about, and some people can relate to, is wearing heels. They look great, they feel great most of the time. Then they start hurting and painful. I don't even want to get into it.
Yeah, I for one am very, very thankful that I don't ever have to wear heels. I mean, I've always thought they looked extremely painful to wear. Let's go to Sierra Pope and see how damaging heels actually are to the human body. Sierra?
Guess what, fashionistas? High heels can harm your body. I know, hard to believe, right? Because I love my high heels and I don't want to get rid of them. But studies show that high heels can cause toe crowding, which leads to balance problems. Yet wearing flats when your body is accustomed to high heels can result in orthopedic problems. Now, I value my health more than heels, so to keep healthy, studies suggest to make sure your feet fit the shoes, avoid any pointy-toed footwear, and of course, rest your feet. You can still rock the runway with your heels, but consider reducing the heel height to reduce risk. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Sierra. Protecting your feet is important, but so is protecting your head, especially if you're in the NFL. New helmets are in the lineup after the break.
And Denton's Best of competition comes back in full swing. Find out more coming up next.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my prince.
No sofas.
This story is going to be awesome.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras? That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon. Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove. I'm not sure.
The 30th anniversary of Best of Denton is here. Each year, the people of Denton get to nominate and vote for their favorites. Some of the categories include bars and nightlife, beauty, eats, home, health, pets, real estate, shopping, and services. Nominations begin on April 14th and continue until May 7th. Voting starts on May 26th and continues through June 18th. The winners will be publicly announced on August 18th. So make sure you nominate your favorites this weekend.
Student management at UNT has a lot to offer for students. ntTV's reporter Deja Jackson has more for us. Deja?
Thanks, Kyle. I went back to the Student Money Management Center to give you guys an in-depth report of what the SMMC has to offer. Check out what I have for you guys.
The center was created to serve as a single point entry for students who want to expand and strengthen their core money management skills and knowledge. The university in the fall of 2005 created the center to help students.
In our coaching sessions, we cover a range of topics. We talk about budgeting, we talk about saving, we talk about credit, we talk about investing, we talk about financial aid, loans, whether that be private loans or federal loans, we also discuss those. We also talk about helping with finding an apartment for people that want to live off campus. We do a lot of study abroad sessions for people interested in study abroad, and we partner with the study abroad office to help with those sessions. First of all, I advise students to use the 50-30-20 rule, which is 50% of their money goes towards needs, 30% towards wants, and then 20% towards the savings. I also encourage students to know what type of spender they are, because ultimately that determines what their budget looks like.
If they put it into practice, and that's planning, recording, and observing. And hopefully any way that they are managing or budgeting their money, they bring those core skills to the forefront.
So we're here to help students get through that stressful time. We're here to coach you on these different topics, guide you with making a budget, guide you with saving, guide you with finding an apartment. And even if we don't have the answers to some of your questions, we can direct you to departments that do have the answers, because we have connections. It's nice for students to take advantage of that and know that we're always here to help with whatever financial troubles they have.
Now, if you need any, and I mean any, financial help, hopefully you will use this center to your full advantage, since you're already paying for it in your student fees. That's all I have for you. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Deja. The NFL and its Players Association announced today that a new quarterback-specific helmet will be made available for the upcoming 2023 season. The new helmet, named the Vicus 2 Matrix QB helmet, aims to reduce the severity of head-to-ground impacts, which is the leading cause of quarterback concussions. The NFL says the helmet performed 7% better than the most popular model worn by QBs last season. This position-specific design follows the 2021 season release of helmets specific to offensive and defensive linemen. This helmet, among other position-specific designs, hope to reduce the number of concussions players have suffered, which rose 18% in the 2022 season. Well, Gabby, we have quite a while until we see how those new NFL helmets are going to hold up. But in the meantime, we have a lot of things happening in the North Texas sports world.
Yeah, it's going to be an eternity, it seems, until we see more NFL action. But there's plenty happening in the meantime to keep us occupied. Spencer, what do you have going on in the near future?
Well, Gabby, the Rangers sit atop the AL West, while the UNT women's golf team has a chance to make history yet again. Stay tuned.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras? That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon.
Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove. I'm not sure.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my prince.
No sofas.
This story is going to be awesome.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
The UNT women's golf team has a chance to repeat as Conference USA champions when they play PGA National Resort today. The team hopes that by Saturday afternoon, they'll be holding up the conference championship trophy for the third straight year. The Mean Green enter the tournament ranked 35th nationally and is a big favorite over 90th ranked Western Kentucky, the only other competitor ranked inside the top 100. A win would mean that UNT exits Conference USA on top with a three-peat as champions. Rangers shortstop Corey Seager has been placed on the injured list with a left hamstring strain. Doctors have called it a grade 2 strain, which should sideline him for the next month. This isn't the first time Seager has been out with an injury like this, as back in 2019, he missed a month with a left hamstring strain as a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Additionally, the Rangers will benefit from a much-needed day off today before traveling to Houston for a 3-game series with the defending champion Astros. Despite losing their star shortstop, Rangers fans should be hopeful as the 6-7 Astros have looked very mortal throughout the first 13 games of their season. Fans are hopeful that the team's day off will be used to better prepare their offense, as without Seager, the team only produced 4 hits and 1 run last game. This past week, I got to speak with Mean Green Sports Network announcer Hank Dickinson about how North Texas athletics has improved over the last few years.
Necessarily known for their athletics, that hasn't stopped the Mean Green from dramatically improving their athletic programs over the last few years. With UNT fresh off of a historic NIT championship win by the men's basketball team, the school looks to build on its already increasing momentum, as former athletic administrator and current Mean Green Sports Network announcer Hank Dickinson explains.
So North Texas has had to work very hard to have first-class facilities. You mentioned the indoor practice. That is a first-class facility, and that's not just a football facility. That's an impactful facility that gets used for a lot of things. Pat Green just played a concert there as a fundraiser. Yeah. So the IPF is a huge, wonderful addition, and I think the way Wren was able to brand Mean Green on the side, where you see that from the highway,
yeah,
it was a really good use of space in a lot of different ways.
While recruiting has been a big part of this, a strong sense of leadership and unity in the locker rooms has led to a winning culture that is now the school's standard.
The NIT run, I don't know if we could consider it unexpected when you really consider how good Conference USA was. The nation found out, thankfully, through FAU's run to a Final Four, the Mean Green's run to a title, and even Charlotte winning the CBI. Really good basketball. Probably should have had 2 teams in the NCAA, but you could argue that making a run to that and winning it from a branding standpoint for the University of North Texas, not just the Mean Green, was really huge.
Because of all this, the school spirit is at an all-time high, and the Mean Green family is excited to see how their athletics continue to grow from here.
With all the momentum and school spirit on our side, it'll really be exciting to see how the school continues to build off of this. That's all for sports. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Spencer, and thank you for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again next week here on North Texas Television.